Welcome to Worth Reviewing, and this is one of the most iconic cars here in Britain and many other countries around the world. I give you the Fiat 500, also known as Topolino or Topolino, or however it's said in Italian, or Baby Mouse in English. Back in 1936, when this car was first born. A little fun fact for you. Now let's get reviewing. This 500 model has been going for the past 12 years. Now, in most cases, manufacturers tend to change the look of designs of cars within 5 years, and within them 5 years, the car then gets an update or a facelift, if you like. Now, with Fiat, they haven't really done that. They've kept the same design. Obviously, they've updated it in the 12 years they've had the car, but they haven't really changed it an awful lot. Now, I'm with Fiat. If it sells well, why change it? When driving this thing around town, it's actually quite fun to drive, if I'm honest. Going around corners is easy to use and it's practical. It's what you want for a city car. You feel like you're cocooned in this, not big bubble, because it's obviously not a big car, but in terms of bubble size, you feel like you're cocooned in this bubble-sized car. It's fun. When taking this 500 around corners, it's actually alright, you know. Good amount of grip, mainly due to the fact this car doesn't produce a lot of horsepower. When I say not a lot, I mean not a lot. 69 horsepower to be precise, and that's coming from a 1.2 litre 4-cylinder petrol. But if you want a bit more poke, get the 0.9 litre 2-cylinder twin-air engine, which is still a petrol engine, making 85 brake horsepower. Gear changes feel good. I mean, I know I'm not in a city right now, I'm in the country roads, but they feel good for around town even so. 5-speed we're talking. Now we're done with driving, let's have a look around the car. Starting off with the boot, as I normally do. Now, as you'd expect from a city car, the boot size space in the back isn't massive, but the Fiat 500 actually wins the biggest boot size space in its class, with 185 litres with the seats folded up and 550 litres with the seats folded down. So it has got a pretty reasonable sized boot space. Now, something that does make me laugh is this parcel shelf. I mean, it flats about. I mean, how tiny is that parcel shelf? God, this car's so cute. But you know, it's better it's there, I guess. It's another little thing that looks smart. Not complaining at all, just something to note out. And something I'm not too keen on is this handle, or this bit of fabric, if you like. It's not very practical when putting your fingers through it to close the boot, but apart from that, it's okay. Now that we've done the boot, let's move on to the back seats. So in the back, as you'd expect from a city car, it's not massively roomy. If I put the seat back to where my driving position is, again, there's not a lot of room, but I'm not going to criticise Fiat or this car at all for the impracticality, if that's the right word to use. You know, it's not roomy, of course, it's a city car, but as you can see, there's 2 people that fit in the back just fine, sort of anyway. Now, something I didn't actually realise with this car is a 4-seater car only. There's only 2 seats and 2 seat belts in the back. Now, I didn't realise this when I first got the car. I thought there was 3, only 2. Just something to be aware of. Now let's move on to the front. So in the front, I like that Fiat have kept the retro 1950s funky look in the car. Anything from this door handle with this retro feel to the design of this whole dashboard here. They've kept the exterior colour the same to the interior of this dash colour. I like that. We then got the Fiat 500 logos on the dash, on the seats. I just like the small touches that Fiat have done to keep a small car so characteristic inside when you're driving. So let's move around the car. Down here, the boring bit, we then got the cup holders, as you can see, USB sockets and a 12-volt power socket along with the handbrake. Electric windows, climate control system, which is absolutely fine and easy to use as anything. Auto start stop, and also city driving, which makes the steering wheel lighter, so it's easy to park and manoeuvre around corners. Headlights, it's got it all. Things that every car now has. I'm not saying they've never not had that, obviously. Cruise control. The steering wheel control buttons are fine and easy to use. It's just simple, not complicated at all. It's a city car. You don't want anything complicated, so Fiat done very well. The steering wheel is thin. I like they've kept that same Same again, original feel to it, it's nice and thin. It makes the car fun in that sense. So moving to the infotainment system. Now the infotainment system here it's all right to use. It's nothing brilliant. It does the job absolutely fine. I'm not complaining at all. I mean, this one doesn't come with sat nav, but I wouldn't even bother with sat nav. It's like a £250 option extra, or around that price, but I wouldn't even bother with that because this infotainment system is compatible, as many other systems are now, with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So just plug your phone in and save your money, honestly. Now moving on to the speedometer, we then got the rev counter on the inside of that, which looks pretty funky, I've got to say. And then we then got the digital little screen inside with the fuel gauge, coolant temperature gauge, as you guys can see, and trip as well. So I really do like what Fiat have done. They kept the same characteristics from an old school Fiat 500, and they just updated the feel and the look of this car. I've got to say, I like it. Let's go for another drive. The Fiat 500 is only available as a 3-door body style version. If you want a 5-door body style version, you're going to want to buy the Fiat 500L, which looks, let's be honest here, dreadful. Or you could buy the Fiat 500X, which looks like a Fiat 500 that's eaten too many burgers. So back to this one. The price of this car starts at just over £12,000 and finishes at just over £18,000, which is quite pricey if I'm honest. But even if it cost more, it would still sell because it's such an iconic and stylish car compared to its rivals. And I can see why so many buyers love this car from all ages. Let's face it, the majority of these buyers are female, especially young drivers, and they love it due to its cutiness look. So, is it worth reviewing? Yes. And should you buy one? Yes. I can really see why this car is loved so much across the world. It's fun in the countryside, although not majorly fun, but it's still good. It's good around town and of course in the city. Now, it's not personally my cup of tea if I'm honest. The Avantgarde 500 is more me. Louder, quicker around corners, but unfortunately a lot more expensive. But back to this one, I really do enjoy driving this car. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my review. If you'd like to see my reviews in the past, you can click here or click here somewhere, or if you'd like to subscribe to me, click up here for future content. Again, thank you very much for watching.